It's Freestyle Friday!
Coming in hot with quick shots of inspiration on a variety of topics.
This one's awesome.
This is really good. This
I
is
have
a true
butterflies.
story. You cannot make this up.
You can't. You just can't. You can't like hear this story and not think like, okay,
There's a higher power.
there's greater powers at work here. Like everything's not random.
So we actually were just doing some exclusive stuff on our Patreon, which by the way, if you're not on Patreon yet, what are you waiting for?
Check it out. You may have heard of, we did the 28-day gratitude challenge, right? By The Magic, because there was a book and a 28-day gratitude challenge that like, it has definitely changed our life, right? The first time we did it, it opened our eyes to the transformation to be had when you are grateful for everything around you. And Sandy now lives by and instills into our family what you appreciate. She instills it to all of us, the listeners too, right? And so we did this 28-day gratitude challenge on Patreon. So we were recording day 25, Cue the Magic, and it just inspired this story and this message. And we were like, let's go Freestyle Friday this right now.
Yeah, this is so good.
But anyways, the Patreon, to check out the gratitude challenge and the magic, check out the link in the show notes today for Patreon. There's some really cool stuff there. So check that out. But on to the episode topic.
Okay. So do you guys believe in signs? Like,
I do. If you're watching
Yes.
this on video, I'm raising my hand.
me too. Okay. So, wow. This is like funny that it's like believe in signs because the story is actually about a sign.
A literal
Like
sign.
an actual sign on the side of a road.
Like, it
but
can't
that
get
sign
more
on the side of the road
obvious.
was also a sign.
Yeah.
Okay. So I just told this story for Patreon too, but I'm going to retell it because I want all of you to hear it. About 6 years ago, I was going through my yoga teacher training. It's a 200-hour, it was over the course of 9 weeks. And on the final week, we went to Mexico to do our final. And for the final, it was teaching a 1-hour class, a 1-hour yoga class. And you were being graded on your sequence, your music, your intentionality, your adjustments, the overall flow, like the intensity of it, like basically the overall vibe of your class and like how on point it was. Right. And I was really nervous. This was like a test. Right. And I just remember like thinking, being like, gosh, if mom was still here, she would be so about this. Like she literally would drive down to Mexico and like sit up in the hotel room and look down by the pool. We were doing it and like secretly watch.
I could so see
Oh,
that.
yeah.
I could see her all about it, like cheering you on. You're like, Mom, I need to be quiet
Yeah, like
here.
she'd be like yodeling, like you lay. I'm like,
"Oh,
Mom, no,
Sandy."
you're interrupting. Anyway, I could literally like envision it. So anyway, I was sitting there thinking like, gosh, my mom would be so proud of me. She like would be all about this. And all of a sudden I was struck with this emotion of like sadness and like pity and like feeling sorry for myself of being like, this isn't fair. Like, why did I lose her? Like, why do I have to go through this? Like most people don't know this pain. Like maybe one day they'll know it, right? Everyone's going to lose loved ones, but I'm like, why at this tender age, at this tender time in my life, did I lose her? And I'm literally like sobbing my eyes out, driving by myself, just feeling so sad. And I'm just like, I wish she could be here. Like, I miss her, like all these things. Literally at that moment, I'm driving in Dana Point on Pacific Coast Highway in California. And there's a massive, like one of those construction signs, like the ones that say, you know, like right lane closed ahead, or like one of those types of signs that has like the lit up, like the little like circle light up things that end up like creating letters. Do you know what I'm talking about? Am I explaining that right?
Yeah.
So, or like construction zone ahead or whatever, right? So I drive by this sign and it says, Mama will be there. And I was like, what the fuck? Did I just see that right? Like, I couldn't even believe my eyes. So I took a hard, like I went over a couple
Like
lanes.
on a construction one, like literally what she was talking about, like right turn only, buckle up, like the message Mama will be there. You'd never expect to be on a road sign, right? A digital road sign, like construction.
And it was as I was thinking, I wish my mom could be there. And I always called her Mama, like M-A-M-A. A lot of people spell Mama like M-O-M-M-A. That's not how I spell it. I spell it M-A-M-A. And that's how it was spelled on the sign. And I was like, oh my God. So I went over like 3 lanes, made a hard right, went up into the neighborhood, flipped a U-turn. Yeah. Pull back around. And I took a picture of it because I'm like, I can barely believe my eyeballs right now. Like, I need to have evidence of this anytime I ever feel sad or alone or like she's not with me. Like, mama will be there for anything in my life, for any obstacle, for any amazing celebration, for anything. She's here in a different form now. And it was just like, mama will be there was like so incredibly powerful to me. And that has always reminded me and grounded me. And like, there's something bigger at work here. This isn't just us existing and like you live and you die and that's game over. Like, there's so much more. And I just love that story because it was like one of the first times after losing her, because it was 3 years after I lost her, that I got like a very clear sign that like she's still with me, around me, in me, looking over me, my guardian angel, like all the things.
This one gets me like super, I'm like tearing up over here. I'm not like super emotional, but something about Sandy's mom always like gets me because it's been such a beautiful journey, beauty, everything, all the things like from, I knew her, but I've really gotten to know her and her purpose, like in being with Sandy. And I just am always so grateful every time we talk about your mom. Her name is Julia. And it's just like very special to me because I have not lost parents. So I can't even imagine what it's like. And most of us can't. And some of you can. And when Sandy talks about it, obviously there's emotion behind it. But overall, I'm so grateful for Julia because I really believe, and Sandy believes, and we've talked about this, Sandy's like, I now understand years and years later after processing it, like my mom brought us together because after, Sandy's mom passed, like Sandy came out to visit my mom in Boston. And that is when Sandy and I really connected and really fell in love. And like, it's so much easier to see things later on, right? Hindsight's 2020. And we look back and like, she brought us together. And Sandy was always like, I wanted my mom to know who I was going to marry. And we didn't know at that time we were going to get married until we met. And we were like, oh my gosh, we're in love. You're really telling this out of order.
Well, for anyone listening that doesn't know, we've known each other our entire lives.
Yes.
Our moms were pregnant with us at the same time. We were born 3 weeks apart. And
I always forget people don't know that.
We've known each other since we were babies. When my mom passed, I flew to the East, from California to the East Coast to Boston to be with Wade's mom because she was my mom's best friend. My mom didn't have a lot of friends. She had a very small circle. And so when I lost her, I was like, I want to be near maternal energy. I need to be near someone that knew her and that understood her and that loved her and that knew her struggles, and someone that I can like talk to very candidly with about and grieve and mourn this loss that I'm going through. And literally on that trip, like it was on that trip that Wade and I really discovered each other. Like we always knew who we were.
We were family friends growing up. We always knew each other.
But it wasn't until that trip that we really both of our eyes were open and we were like very curious about each other. So I believe, like, I know in my soul that my mom sent me to Wade. Like that was like in her leaving, like there's always good things that come out of trauma. And in her leaving, like she guided me to Wade. And so like, that's the ultimate sacrifice, right? Like she was like, I'm dipping out to give my daughter and her future life, like an upgrade. Like that's literally like how I look at it.
And that is I'm just so proud of you for that. And like the realization, it gives me full chills because it's like everything we now do and create together is like a part of her legacy, like our marriage, our relationship, the impact we make, but our baby daughter, Cameron, like everything is now, intertwined with her legacy, which is really cool. And so every time I hear this story or just kind of think about your mom, I'm overwhelmed in the best way with gratitude because of the impact she's made on kind of me and us. And it's incredible. So I think coming back to like cueing the magic and signs of the universe, like that is so apparent. That wasn't like some random coincidences. Like there's signs everywhere all around us. And it's up to us to like open our eyes and open our hearts to it. And when we truly believe in the magic, we see the magic all around us in everything, even the magic of like the fresh air that we get to breathe every day and that we automatically breathe. Like it's automatically take for granted, but like how beautiful life is. And it really just comes back to that. Oh my gosh.
I had a realization just now. I'm going to print out that picture that says Mama will be there, and I'm going to frame it and just like have it on my desk because I just need that reminder, or like maybe put it on my vision board or something. And just be reminded like she's always there.
We're both crying over here.
If you're watching us on video, you're like, whoa.
You're like, Wade is crying.
You're like, Sandy's a really pretty crier.
Yeah. Wade's eyes just get really red and his cheeks too.
Anyway, that's all we got for today. But just remember, guys, Mama will be there. Whoever it is that you're missing, they are your guardian angel. They are watching over you. Things do not happen by accident. There's something greater at power here that's, watching over you.
Shout out you, Yulia, for inspiring this episode. All right, y'all. Till next time. Only those that can see the invisible can do the impossible.
So remember, you are magnetic.